What is the purpose of an office? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan. This is where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work in 5 minutes or less. Today I wanted to talk about what the purpose of an office is. A couple months ago I wrote an article on 8 indisputable reasons for why we don't need offices for Forbes. It became a very hot topic of discussion. It got 140,000 plus views. So clearly the topic of an office is a big one. But what is the purpose of an office? So let's take a look back a little bit over the course of the past 100 years. Now, the original point of an office was for what? It was to provide a place for where employees can get their jobs done. You give them the resources, you give them the tools, and you give them the place for where they can work. And you can also see them working, right? That was the point of an office. Everybody shows up, you see them working, and you give them the tools that they need to get their jobs done. That was pretty much it, all right? That was the goal of an office. Didn't need to look nice, didn't need to have all these cool things that are going on in there. I mean, it could have been just a room without any windows, and for a lot of people, that's what it was. But today, we're seeing the idea of an office take on a very, very different shape. So what's the purpose of an office today? Well, now that we can get our jobs done from pretty much anywhere we have an internet connection, we don't just simply need a place to show up to get our jobs done. So clearly, the goal of creating an office and the purpose of designing an office isn't just to give people space, right? Because that doesn't make sense anymore. So what is the purpose of an office? I think there are 3 things that we're starting to see for why offices exist. The first one is to foster collaboration and communication. Now, we do have a lot of digital collaborative technologies and platforms that organizations are starting to deploy, but all of the organizations that I'm speaking with are saying that the reason why they want people to show up and come to the office is for that face-to-face, foster communication, collaboration, innovation. So that's number 1. The second thing that we're seeing around why offices exist is to have a level of transparency. When people show up, you have more insight into what people are working on, what they're doing, especially if it's more of an open office environment, right? You can see across the entire company and you have a sense of what's going on. The third and final reason for what the purpose of an office is going forward, I think is the most important one. And that is to create an experience. To create an experience. Now, if you look at most organizations today that are creating these really cool offices, the Googles, the Facebook, the LinkedIns, I live in the Bay Area and I've seen all sorts of really cool offices. Now, those offices don't just exist for fun, right? Those offices exist, they provide certain things because they create an employee experience. And because they create a positive employee experience, people want to stay working for that company and they want to actually show up to the office. Now that's very, very different than just creating a place and saying, come here, it's just a place for you to show up and get your job done. But if you create an experience, kind of like Disneyland, right? I mean, you go to Disneyland, it's the happiest place on earth. You're excited to be there. There's different things for you to do. It's a fun, vibrant place to show up. If you can create that type of an office design and setting for your company, then people want to show up. They get excited. They get to see people. They like getting the lunches. They like the programs that your company offers. They like the yoga. They like utilizing the gym that you have in-house. Right? These aren't just fun perks. These are competitive advantages, right? This is what creates an experience for people wanting to show up. Now you look in the news now and you see Google and Samsung and Apple and Amazon and all these companies are trying to create these really amazing futuristic looking office spaces. For what? Right? Because they want to create that experience. And I think that is the number one reason for why offices of the future are going to exist. Now, I still believe that there are other options for us besides offices, right? I mean, we're starting to see co-working locations, all that sort of other stuff happening, home offices. But as far as why offices exist, I think the number one reason why offices of the future are going to exist is to create that employee experience so that people want to show up. And when they want to show up, That's when you're going to see the transparency, the communication, the collaboration, etc. So I think that's going to be probably the biggest trend to look for over the next 5 to 10 years is creating office experiences, creating employee experiences. I've been writing about this quite a bit. It's a big direction that I see organizations are going down. So curious to hear from you. What do you think about the employee experience, the office experience? Is there something unique that your organization is doing that you haven't seen other companies do? Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. You can also email me, jacob@thefutureorganization.com, or send me a tweet @JacobM. Let me know what you think. If you have a question, I'm happy to respond to it on one of the videos as well. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the videos. You can subscribe to the link that's below if you like these types of videos explaining and exploring new themes on the future of work. So that's all I have. If you want to get access to more videos, podcasts, articles, all sorts of good stuff on the future of work, make sure to visit thefutureorganization.com. I'll see you next time. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.